Welcome everybody. How you guys doing? Who's here? Let us know who's here. I see Helen says good morning. Welcome Helen. Welcome everyone else. Happy Friday. Happy last day of June. I've been so out of it this week. It's on my to-do list, but I always do like a card pull for myself for like the upcoming month, and I didn't realize that tomorrow is July, but whatever. Hello, Diana. Greetings, Jackie. Hello, Natalie from Switzerland. Welcome. If today's your first time with me, let us know in the chat that it's your first time. Love to have you. But let me introduce myself, as I often forget to do. My name is Jacqui Mancuso, and I'm joining you from Northern Illinois. Today we're talking about astrology, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards to see what the planets would like us to know. I'll give more detail later. I guess I didn't even formulate a question today. We were just going to go with it. All right. I love going with it. Who else is here? Nick, good afternoon. You must be across the pond, Nick. I love it. Natalie says big fan. Likewise. I love it, love it. Thomas, pleasure and honor, Jackie. Nice to see you, Thomas. Hi, Frankie. Good morning, Kristen. First time. Diana, first time. Lovely. You'll love it here. I try to break astrology into bite-sized pieces, and I'm laughing at myself because I feel like I ramble, but people love it. So I'll explain what's happening with the planets and how it can relate to your personal life, and then we'll pull some cards and see what extra information we can get. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Sharon. Chantel says, I'm looking fresher today. Today was another one of those morning shower days, so that's why I look fresher. I'm actually in the process, and I think it's this whole thing. If you guys have been following me, you know that like a couple months ago, my girlfriend sat me down and we had this whole talk about my hair, because I have this thing with if my hair doesn't feel clean, I feel like a grease ball. Sure, dry shampoo works and it would look fine, but if I don't feel like my hair is clean, it really bothers me and it gets to me. And she was like, don't let your hair hold you back from doing what you love, as far as teaching and being on screen and all that stuff. So I've been experimenting with what kind of chemicals I'm putting on my head and how do I make my own shampoo and what else can I use for shampoo. And I've been going through this whole thing, and I'm this close to getting myself a natural boar bristle brush and doing the water route. And I've heard that, so you have this natural oil in your hair and it's natural, right? Your body wants it, and we've been conditioned to think that we're supposed to shampoo our hair because it makes the shampoo company money. But you're stripping the natural oils of your hair every time you shampoo. So I've heard that if you have a boar bristle brush and you brush the oils through the hair, it'll take some time to recalibrate. So that might be coming up for me. So if you see me with a hat or a bandana, just know that that's why. But that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. Oh, and Chantel said meant that I was tired from my weekend. Yeah, on Monday, I came on and I had just come off of a full spiritual festival weekend, the first one that I ever worked. So I was wiped. I had a lot of energy depletion. I took naps almost every day this week. But I think the fresh shower has a lot to do with it too, Chantal. I love it. Thomas says the flow is flowing. Lisa's joining us for the second time. Awesome, Fiona. Good morning. Good morning. Yet another Jackie. I attract a lot of Jackies. Happy Friday, Bonnie. I love it. Hello, Christine. I have a friend, says Bonnie, who's in a soccer in years, but she has a pixie cut, so it's hard to tell. I think you meant something else? Interesting. Fiona just emailed me to schedule a one-on-one. Awesome. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, I'll just say it right now. My link tree is in my Insight Timer profile. So my teacher profile, you scroll to the right and there's an about section. That's where all my information is. So check out everything that I do if you want to hang out with me. Thomas, I agree. I think clean water is good for everyone. And good morning, Courtney. Hi, Susie. Oh, Bonnie, she hasn't shampooed in years but has a pixie cut, so it's hard to tell. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm claiming it. It's a whole thing. Like, my life revolves around my clean hair, and it's starting to affect me in a way that I don't want to be affected. So we'll just say that. Jacqui said that she did Reiki with me yesterday, and you're telling everyone that I'm amazingly gifted and that you highly recommend. Thank you, Jacqui. It's always fun. Always fun. Susie did my affirmations today. Was it the full moon affirmations? I saw that you reviewed it. Thank you, Susie. Thomas has got some vegan lasagna in the oven. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's talk about the stars. Let's see if we can change our stars. So the title of today's event is about Neptune stationing retrograde. However, before we talk about Neptune retrograde, I was just looking at the chart before this and I noticed a conjunction and a trine that I want to mention before we dive into the whole Neptune retrograde dealio. And it's all supportive. This all relates. This all makes sense. So we'll talk about Neptune retrograde. But first, we'll talk about how the sun right now is conjunct Mercury. So that means that they are at the same degree or about to be. So this conjunction of the sun and Mercury happens at 8 degrees of Cancer. The energies are available right now. And this conjunction is forming a trine, a harmonious aspect, positive aspect, to Saturn at 7 degrees of Pisces. So the sun conjunct Mercury in Cancer is trine Saturn in Pisces. What does this mean? The sun and Mercury, when they come close together, this is like the sun is shining a light on Mercury, your ideas. There might be like a brightening, a lightening of some sort of intuitive idea that you may have been having recently. The sun is supercharging a thought, a Mercury thought. This is happening in the water sign of Cancer. So these thoughts, this energy, this life force coming to your ideas can have this very intuitive feel to it, a more emotional, perhaps psychic feel to it. And this can also be highlighting the way that you are viewing and processing your self-care, how you nurture yourself. Cancer is the sign of the nurturer, how we mother ourselves. And how I see this happening is that you have this like light bulb idea of how you want to retreat into your crab shell and heal yourself so that you can emerge this healed version of yourself to heal others. So that's the energy of the sun conjunct Mercury. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. The sun conjunct Mercury happens pretty often because they travel very close together in the sky. But this time it's happening in Cancer. So if you feel as if your intuition is on fire right now, is on water right now, yes, follow it. Trust it. Trust your gut. Trust that first idea that comes into your mind before you go into the overthinking cycling. Thomas, if self-care urges are coming up, I invite you to follow them. Cancer, for me, is one of the best times to practice self-care, and not to say like the best time, but it's just like you feel more urged to care for yourself when the sun is in the sign of Cancer, because the sun supercharges wherever he is, and Cancer is the sign of retreating into your crab shell, going into your private life, taking care of some things that are in there before we emerge and shine through the sun in Leo season. So this Mercury conjunct the sun is forming a harmonious trine to Saturn in Pisces. Saturn entered Pisces in March. He's going to be there for about 2 more years. Saturn in Pisces helps us bring structure into our spirituality. Saturn in Pisces helps us regulate and give responsibility towards our spiritual practice. it's almost like Saturn in Pisces is helping us make a plan, Saturn, to allow our dreams to become a reality. Pisces, the dreamer. So these energies are assisting each other. We have this mental supercharged way of like, how can I care for myself? And Father Time, Saturn, over here in Pisces, is saying, well, if you want the spiritual practice, this is the time that I think you should dedicate to it. Have you laid out your plan for what you want to achieve in the next 2 years, you know? So I feel this very strongly as dedicating time to self-care. Let's see. Diana says, my daughter is in the middle of her solar day and born with a Sun Mercury retrograde in Cancer in the 8th house. Well, happy birthday to her. Courtney, Cancer season has been intense for me, taking everything personally and getting hurt easily these days. Thanks for bringing that up, Courtney. That is one of the shadow sides of Cancer. Every sign has the light side and the shadow side, and our job is to play with both and find the middle ground. So Cancer energy can be reactive in the way of retreat. So if something hurts you during Cancer season, it's easy to go hide in your crab shell. Oh, well, I must not have, I must not be able to trust that person, so I need to protect myself and go into my crab shell. But this self-care idea that is coming up already in what we're talking about is, it helps during Cancer season because the triggers come from an inner wound. There's something that's inside that hasn't been nurtured. There's something inside that hasn't been nourished, and this can be some inner child work. You know, this could be some past life stuff that hasn't been nourished and treated just yet. So if you do feel yourself retreating into your crab shell, I invite you to do some shadow work, to do some inner child work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are plenty of free guided meditations on Insight Timer. You can search shadow, you can search inner child, and just see what comes up. Or if you want some support, reach out to me. I just switched my whole business to donation-based because I just want to help people so we can work together and figure out what you might need. However, so we have this water energy of Sun conjunct Mercury in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces forming a nice trine. Also in Pisces, outside of these aspects, but also in Pisces, Neptune today is stationing retrograde, which means he will appear to be moving backwards. He's going to be retrograde from today, the last day of June, until December 6th. So about 5 months of Neptune reviewing your spirituality. So Neptune is the god of the seas. He rules our subconscious. Neptune also rules our dreams. He rules the illusions in life, and he rules escapism. When planets station retrograde, they appear to be moving backwards, and the energies turn inward. It can be a time of review and reflection of the planet's energies. So this is a time from now until December 6th. It's time to review your subconscious, review your shadow side. Perhaps opportunities may arise to ask yourself, are my automatic thoughts true? Are my automatic thoughts serving my highest good? Right? Most of those automatic thoughts, in my opinion, are fear and ego-based. This is a time of review. You might be presented something that freaks you out, and you have that automatic, like, oh shit moment. And this can be a time while Neptune is retrograde. It's like, when Neptune is retrograde, it's not like you have to remember all the time, like, oh, I'm supposed to reflect on the spiritual aspect of my life. It's kind of like, as the energies are moving backwards, you'll feel more drawn to review. So I invite you to get out of your head about everything I'm talking about and just trust that by having this understanding, by putting this understanding into your subconscious, that you will flow with what's happening in the sky, if that makes sense. So also, Neptune retrograde, a time of review and reflecting your illusions. Wherever I see Neptune in the chart, I feel like that's where we put our rose-colored glasses on. So are these rose-colored glasses serving my highest good? I am a 100% proponent of wearing rose-colored glasses. I choose to do it all the time because I know that positivity is what I choose in my life. But there are times that you do have to take them off and examine the situation. So are my rose-colored glasses serving my highest good? Quick little example, and I didn't want to give a lot of energy to this, but I did address it last night. So over the weekend, the ticks this year are rampant, and I have 3 dogs, and I choose to walk my dogs all the time because I want them to live their best life, and I allow them to like go through the tall grass because they're having the time of their life. So I'm not afraid of ticks and all of that stuff, but when they get bit, it's just kind of like a pain in the butt. So I'm really good at taking ticks off, but I was out of town for the weekend. My husband was very busy, and I came home, and our big dog had, I think the tick had like fed on him, and he was gnawing at it, and I think he popped the tick. Because I wiped it off and I found this like flat tick, whatever, but he's been like chewing on his leg. And rose-colored glasses, Jacqui intends he's fine. Everything's going to heal itself. He is healing himself. He's intuitive. He's a Pisces. This dog is a Pisces. He's the freaking best. And I just knew, like it's good. Everything's okay. And I still trust that everything's okay. But last night, my worry became more than normal. And I didn't approach the situation with fear, but I took my rose-colored glasses off and I said, let's just evaluate the situation. Let's look at the actual bite, see what it looks like, do some internet research, and move on. So he's a very fluffy boy, so we shaved him down so we could see it. I evaluated what it looked like, and then I did my own research on the internet, and it helped because I saw a lot of like really, really bad tick cases, and then the dogs made it fine. So that was an opportunity for me to like, okay, maybe I need to take these off and check in, just make sure that the facts are straight. And now I put the rose-colored glasses back on, and he's healing himself and all that stuff. So that's an example of what I'm talking about, taking off your rose-colored glasses. Are they serving your highest good during Neptune retrograde from now until December? We also get the chance to review and reflect on how we escape, how often we escape, what ways we escape this reality. How have I been escaping reality? And when I talk about escapism, this can come in many ways. It's just however you detach from your 3D reality. That's what Neptune helps us do. So sometimes it can get into drinking because you want to escape your problems, taking drugs to escape the problem, literally ignoring what is in front of you to escape the feel of the 3D reality. Spending some time in the clouds, like meditation can turn into a form of escapism if you're not integrating it into your 3D reality. So is this escapism still serving me? Sometimes escapism is helping you through a time of survival. So not to say that escapism is bad, but this is a time to reflect and review, is this form of survival mode still serving my highest good? Is it time to face reality? Is it time to stop escaping the problem and to take it head on? This Saturn and Pisces energy can help you to make a plan to take these things head on. Reaching, Saturn and Pisces is really good of like bringing structure to the woo-woo. If you're in meditation every day because you don't like the way your life's going, so you're just gonna play up here all the time, Saturn and Pisces can help you figure out how to make this reality into this reality. Love it, love it, love it. So lastly, Neptune in Pisces retrograde is asking you to reflect on your dreams. What dreams and goals and ambitions do you have for yourself in your life? Neptune entered Pisces in 2012. So Neptune has been moving through his own sign of Pisces for the last 11 years. Have you reviewed what you want in your life since then? Have you reviewed like what you have your sights set on? Do you still want the life you dreamed of 11 years ago? Or have your dreams changed? Do you see something different in your stars? Neptune retrograde is allowing you to shift that. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they have other dreams. In 2012, I was 21 years old. I was still kind of on autopilot of what I was raised for. And if you don't take the time to step back and review, you can get so caught up in just like going on the programming that you were raised with. And while that might not have a negative intention for you, it's not what you want necessarily. So it's nice to just take a step back and reflect. Are these the actual dreams that I see for myself? If you want to get nitpicky with your chart, this is an option, but Neptune will be retrograding from 27 degrees of Pisces back to 24 degrees of Pisces. So if that is an extra step that's going to confuse you, don't even worry about it. But if it's something that you're interested in, you can look at your natal chart, look for the sign of Pisces, and the chart moves counterclockwise, so the opposite of a clock, and you're going to look for the end of Pisces right before Aries. And if you don't know what the symbols are, just do a quick internet search, astrology glyphs, and try to find the Pisces one. But the signs are 30 degrees. So you're looking for the very end of Pisces from 27 to 24. And just notice what house this retrograde is falling in, and that might help you figure out what area of your life is most calling for a review of your dreams. I love it. Helen's going to escape going to the Oregon Country Fair for the first time. Yeah, sometimes escapism is healthy. Sometimes, like, there is so much and you're just caught up in your to-do list and you're just going and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes escapism is very, very healthy. But this is a time to review, like, are you doing it every day? Are you avoiding through escapism? Or are you doing it in a healthy way? Kirby, between 24 and 27 of Pisces. 24 to 27 of Pisces. That's where Neptune will make his way back to until December. So, you're welcome, Kirby. Before I even made my notes for today, I just knew what decks I wanted to use, and this sort of makes sense to me, and I'm just going to go with it. Medieval energy has been like rampant the last few days in my life. It's coming up in conversations, it's coming up in videos. I watched A Knight's Tale last night. That's like one of my favorite movies ever. And then I also just bought a deck that feels like medieval, and while this other deck isn't medieval, it just feels right. And Neptune is all about dreams and fantasy, so today we're working with a new deck. Actually, I just bought this one deck last weekend, and I don't think I've ever pulled from this other deck on Insight Timer because I'm still not comfortable with pronouncing a lot of the names, so we're just gonna go with it today. But what I want to ask is, we can ask Neptune as he retrogrades just what he wants us to keep in mind. What will serve our highest good, keeping in mind while Neptune is stationing retrograde? So the first deck we're going to use is this Dragon Oracle deck. Dragon energy was strong a couple weeks ago, and then my neighbors at this fair, this spiritual fair where I was working, they were selling it, so I had to. And this just feels totally like dreamy and fantasy and Neptune-y. So we're going to use the Dragon deck to ask Neptune what what to keep in mind as he is stationing retrograde. Thomas is a dragon. We all have dragons that work with us. This came up on Insight Timer, and it also came up with a client the day before. I started working with my dragon, I don't know, 6 months ago, and it's cool, and I'm learning more about it, and you can like ask your dragon to do scary things for you. Because, yes, they can be ferocious, but they're also like puppy dogs, is my understanding. So I do group readings, so please send your energy into this deck, and we're asking for a collective reading from Neptune, asking what to keep in mind during his retrograde phase. Wow, there's 2. Jacqui, how do you find your dragon? The way that you find anything else in your life, you set the intention that you are looking for it, and then you get out of your own way and you wait. Never heard of this. Yeah, the spiritual world is so vast. So vast. So if you hear about something and it doesn't resonate at all, leave it. It's not for you at this time or ever, you know, like some things resonate, some things don't. If the dragon thing resonates, dig into it. Research it, you know? My knowledge is based on Game of Thrones and Tolkien regarding dragons. You never know. You never know how much of that is channeled, right? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Good morning, Yvonne. So, I do the group readings in a way that helps practice your intuition as well. So I'm going to show you the backs of these cards once I have 3. And I invite you to tune into your intuition. So forget the picture on the card. You're going to see this same picture 3 times. It's the back of the cards. But I invite you to tune into your physical senses to see if anything changes when I hold up a certain card or 2. It's not pertinent that you resonate with one over the others, but if one does call to you, I take that as your spirit guides or Neptune saying like, that's the one, look at that one. And if nothing calls out to you, then the whole reading is equally important. The whole reading is for all of us. So I use the back of the picture all the time. Yeah, sometimes people will see like something different in the same image on a certain card. And the whole intuition, psychic ability thing, we all have it. So cat's out of the bag. No one is special because they have psychic skills. We all have access to it. It's just about learning how and when it's time to use it. So it's really everything in life is about getting out of your own way. We all have these, but if we mentally tell ourselves that it's hard, if we mentally tell ourselves that like we can't do this, we don't see this, we don't feel this, you're right. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. The Reiki pillow, thanks Charlotte, that was a gift. That was from my father-in-law for Christmas. I thought it was real cute. So what does Neptune want us to keep in mind during his retrograde? And I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards. If you resonate with one or more than one, throw the number in the chat and we'll see who's working with what cards today. So here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Every single one, Thomas is like, yeah, 1. Oh, wait, yeah, 2. Oh, wait, yeah, 3. That's great. Jacqui said 2. Awesome. I am going to show them one more time in case you need a second go around. The back again of card number 1. The the back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. You're welcome, Jen. It's like I read your mind or something. Let's see. Heather is working with 3, Anne 1 and 3. Bonnie 2. Kirby, nothing on 1, Pulse on 2, felt heavy on 3. Yvonne 1 and 2. Kristen 1, Jackie 1 and 3. Courtney 2 and 3. Jen 1. That's true, Helen. Elisa, 2 birds, went crazy outside on card number 1, so I'll go with that. Cool. Diana, 3. Charlotte, 3. Welcome, Eddie. Let's just say 2. Heather, definitely 3. Rotation, back in body, and grounded, downward pull. Love it. Chantal, all 3. My kitten was tapping on the screen for every card. I love it. Cindy says 2 was looking into my soul. Oh. Christine felt nothing today, so all 3 for me. Beautiful. Thomas, go 3, then 2, then 1. For me right now, I need to slow down. Back of 1 is all-time goal. Cool. Oh, cool. Sharon, I have a fascination with dragons since I was young. My first memory is the movie Reign of Fire, and 2 days ago I added it to my Prime list. Now I want to watch it tonight. That's great. Anik, I went by the Reiki-like feeling in my hands. 1 and 3. Cool. Nick, 1 for the root, 2 for the throat, heart, or 2 for the throat and heart, 3 for sacral. Nice. Love it, love it. I feel like Anik, the past 2 to 3 weeks have been a total shoot storm for me. Sending you love and healing, Anik, as always. As always. So yeah, I've only used this deck a handful of times and it felt right to come today onto this reading. This is another one that's not in alphabetical order, so give me a second to look through the contents. There we go. Thanks, Thomas. Sending love to all. All. Alright, so card number 1, asking Neptune what he would like us to keep in mind during his retrograde of reflection. Susie, my dog's here too. He says 3. I love it. Alright, card number 1 brings us the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. Arcturus is one of the most advanced star systems in this galaxy, and a prototype of Earth's future. Awesome 7th dimensional orange gold dragons from Arcturus come to us when we are ready to become a walking master and help to usher in the new golden age. When a spiritual army of these dragons moves to a place, they stimulate great evolutionary change in all that they touch. They are flowing into Earth now to help us during the exciting years ahead. It is not by chance that you have incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers. These dragons are blazing their light toward you, for it holds the vision of our 5th dimensional future. They are inspiring you to do your part for the new golden age on Earth. Receiving this card indicates that it is time to stand in your power and fulfill your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to enter your energy fields and breathe into you the vision of Earth as it will be. They will give you the strength, wisdom, and knowledge that you will need for the transformation ahead. You have much to do and many people to help. and a beautiful 7th dimensional orange gold dragon from Arcturus will stay by your side as long as you need it. Be a guiding beacon to light the way for many. So as Neptune retrogrades, inviting us to revisit our dreams, revisit how we escape, revisit what our subconscious programming is, this is all because you are asked to be doing so in order to serve humanity, to help bring us into the new golden age, 5th dimensional reality, new Earth. All of this that you are being asked to review at this time is because you are a key player in the ascension of Earth, and it's your job to get your own shit straight, to just light the way for others. It's so powerful. Doing your own inner work is so powerful. Not to like be better than anyone or be more evolved than anyone, but it's like you're a leader, you're an example. You've done it, and people can see that, like, oh, they did the work, and they're great. Like, they didn't lose it. They're better, so maybe I can do the work. So I love that. And you can call on your orange gold dragon to support you whenever you feel like you need a little bit of extra support, a little bit of extra fire. Courtney, that was so powerful. Cool. Bonnie, key player in the ascension of Earth. Love. We are all key players in the ascension of Earth. If you're here watching something like this right now, like you've awoken. You're here. I talk about some radical crazy stuff, and if you're like on it, then you don't need to question if you're doing the right thing, if you're on the right path. Like, this is the right path. Just follow it and go with what feels good. Thank you very much, Jen. I appreciate your donation. Yvonne, transitioning to a different program at my job. I'm a medical case manager, transitioning to a mental health case manager. This totally resonates. Beautiful, Yvonne. I love it. I love it. I love it. Amen. Amen. My shift. I'm definitely getting my shifts straight, says Helen. You're so funny. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Thomas, I'm imagining if I knew as much as you do at your age. It's taken a lot of lifetimes to get here, Thomas. I'll just put it that way. Oh. Love it, Helen. So then we have card number 2. Card number 2 asking Neptune what he would like us to keep in mind during his retrograde. Card number 2 brings us the Dusty Pink Dragon from Andromeda. Prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Isn't that a song? Make me a higher love. And accept and radiate higher love, touch others with its flame. Someone please tell me who sings that song, because that needs to go on some sort of playlist, because that came... Thank you. Bring me a higher love. Who's that by? 80s? Okay. Card number 2, Steve Winwood. Thanks, Jen. Wade's on it. You guys are all on it. Okay. Sorry. Card number 2, Dusty Pink Dragon from Andromeda. Prepares all your chakras to embody higher love, accept and radiate higher love, touch others with its flame. All the stars in the constellation of Andromeda embody a beautiful love and acceptance beyond our current understanding. The 7th dimensional Dusty Pink Dragons from Andromeda carry the vibration of transcendent love. If we are ready for their light, they circle around us, and when they pour this special energy into our chakras, our aura is illuminated by a glorious pink light. This enables us to radiate love and light at many different frequencies and transform the people we meet without them even being aware of it. These dragons also work with crickets who come from the same constellation. Their song carries the codes of higher love from Andromeda and their mission is to bathe the natural world in this vibration. Receiving this card indicates that you are ready for higher love. The dusty pink dragons from Andromeda are suggesting it is time for you to carry this luminous light in all your spiritual energy centers. Touch your stellar gateway, soul star, casual, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, sacral, base, and earth star chakras in turn, breathing in dusty pink and affirming, I accept and radiate higher love. As you do so, have a sense of these dragons breathing pink into all your chakras. You become a flame of ineffable pink love, whatever ineffable means. Be aware you now have the power to touch everyone you meet with the flame of spiritual love. Know that when you work with the dusty pink dragons from Andromeda, you can make a huge difference to the ascension of the planet. Welcoming in higher love. How do you do that? Transmuting your shadow. Looking into your subconscious, picking out what causes you to have those automatic negative thoughts, blessing them with pink light from your dusty pink dragons. Bringing yourself into a higher love, allowing yourself to feel a higher vibration. You can't help but put that out into the world. That's just who you become. And as people spend time with you and around you, they can't help but vibrate at that higher level. It's the same idea as when you tune like a guitar or a piano, or one thing will vibrate at one level and then the other ones come up to it. And that's your job right now during Neptune retrograde, is to invite healing, high vibrational pink light into all of your chakras. This expanded all the way up to your stellar gateway chakra, which I think is like 2 feet above your head, whatever feels right. It's the chakra like way above your head that connects you to the divine. And if you've been with me for some time, I have this posted on my whiteboard because it resonated very strongly. But when we were coming into the year 2023, I asked for a card. I don't even remember what deck it was, but I asked for a card that represented the year 2023. It's the number 7. You add all the numbers, 2 + 2 + 3 = 7. And this year is the stellar gateway activation for us. We are activating this higher chakra that helps us achieve instant manifestations. That's 5th dimensional frequency. That's quantum frequency, instant shift. Everything is already in the ether around us. It's our job to call it into the present, the physical. However, I thought it was interesting that this card didn't just talk about the 7 main chakras that most of us are familiar with. This called in all the way up to the stellar gateway, all the way down to the Earth star. I don't know if there was anything lower. Just interesting. So I see, actually, if this card resonated with you, I work a lot with like this pillar of light where you feel, and I use colors, but I'm feeling the pink coming through, where you can feel this pink healing ascension light coming down from your dusty pink dragon all the way through. Watch it coming from the skies all the way through your body, all the way down, and go out into the earth, all the way down to the core. And then you get to be like the conduit. And how important are conduits? You can't function without them. Thank you, Eddie. Ineffable. Too great to be expressed in words. I feel like that's most of my speech. That's cool. Causing so much emotion, especially pleasure. Thank you, Christine. Great question, Thomas. Do people who are frequently at a higher vibration still experience low vibration? Absolutely. This incarnation is not about being high vibe 100% of the time. Holding my tongue. There's a lot that I could say about that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. This incarnation is not about always being up and high vibe and all the way there. My interpretation of this incarnation is that we're meant to wave, but to be on a constant upward stream. So yes, ascension and evolution and consciousness expansion is the goal. But you can't get there without coming down every once in a while to like check in, to like check yourself. So low vibrations are everywhere. They are in our cell phones. They're in our Wi-Fi. They're in the 5G towers. They're in the cell phone stuff. They are in our microwaves. They're in a bunch of stuff. And it's not to be afraid of that. It's to raise your vibration enough so that those low vibes only bring you down a little bit. Before you have raised your vibration to like a pinnacle point, to like a higher point, those low vibrationals, they're a closer match, so they pull you deeper. Does that make sense? The higher you get, those things will still pull you down, but they're only affecting you maybe 10%. When you were lower, before you had done all the spiritual work and shadow work and all that kind of stuff, those low vibrations pull you maybe 70-80%. Same thing with people who are in like bad moods. They can't affect you as much when your set point is way up here. They can get you down a little bit, and you know, that's normal. You're not meant to be happy all the time. If you were happy all the time, you'd become complacent and jaded. We get to experience everything. I've been to the lowest of the lows, and I'm grateful that I've been there because I'm on my way to the highest of the highs. And if I need to go back down to appreciate where I've been, and all this stuff, it's all about just gratitude every day in every way. I love that, Bonnie. Yeah, adjusting the baseline. When, I'm gonna write a name of a book. I forgot her last name. This was years ago when I was like so unhappy in my job. I read Happy for No Reason. Marcy, not Smirnoff, that's a alcohol. I don't remember her name. Marcy something, Macy something. The book is called Happy for No Reason. It talks about getting your happiness set point higher so that like on a regular day when you have no reason to be happy, you're just happy because you are, because that's what you choose. And that really helped me when I first started all of this stuff. So I highly recommend it for anyone who would like to increase their happiness set point. That just came up. I'm gonna stop there because I can babble forever, but we have one more card. Thank you, Susie. Marcy Shimoff. Susie put it in the chat for us. Thank you, Susie. All right, card number 3. What does Neptune want us to keep in mind as he retrogrades, as we review our dreams, our subconscious, as we review our escapism and our illusion? Fire Dragon, which it's the main image. I love when the main image comes up. Fire Dragon burns up the lower energies around you. I'm done. You can't make this up. Burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. Fourth dimensional fire dragons radiate a bright orange fiery light. They are powerful beings who give us power, thrust, and determination when we work with them. They are master clearance experts and will direct their blazing flames at anything we ask them to, transmuting lower vibrations that no longer serve us. They will fly in front of us when we travel, often burning up challenges before we reach them. They are also extremely protective of their companions and those who work with them. They will light up our friends and roar at those who undermine us. If you have received this card, It is time to invite the fire dragons to burn up any circumstances in your life that are not serving you. Oh my goodness. Call on them to delve deep into your childhood or past lives to release you from your past so that your future can shine. I am speechless. They have the ability and power to travel along the timeline of your soul journey, clearing, healing, and transmuting as they do so. They are happy to do this while you sleep, if you ask them. Ask them to clear and light up the path in front of you each day. Then relax and trust that all is as it should be. These orange dragons have huge open hearts and love to keep you safe by creating a fiery wall of protection around you or your home and family. So remember to ask them to do so. Call on them to light you up in their flames and breathe inspiration into you. You may be amazed at the positive and courageous way you start to deal with people and situations. This is incredible. I feel like this is the exact message that needed to wrap up this part of the reading. I'm gonna do another card. I'm gonna pull from the other deck because I'm feeling very strongly too, but I need to kind of rush this a little bit because I need to get out of here on time. But Fire Dragon can literally burn away what no longer serves you. What was I talking about with Neptune retrograde? It's time to review, retrograde review Neptune. Dreams, illusions, how you escape, what your subconscious programming is. Review it, ask, is this no longer serving me? If it is serving you, awesome, keep it for now. If it's not, your fire dragon is like, hey, here, I can do that. Just ask and I can do it. Get out of your own way, guys. Get out of your own head thinking that you have to chess piece this incarnation. You can ask for help, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and it makes things easier and it makes things more fun, and it's like you get to accept little gifts and presents. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jen, I don't know how I found you today, but it was so meant to be. I resonate with everything you say. Thank you for your guidance and knowledge. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like this deck a lot too. This is the most I've played with it so far, and it's really cool. It's the Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. And I am going to pull one more card from a different deck. So I told you guys that like medieval stuff has been coming up, and I don't have a medieval deck, but I do have this Viking Oracle deck. Because I felt really drawn to like Norse mythology, and I'm still learning. I can't pronounce half of these names. I don't know what the story is, but this just resonates. So we're gonna ask what the Vikings would like to help us with as Neptune retrogrades. Yeah, Neptune is all about dreams and fantasy, and why not go down the whole fantasy route today? Thank you very much, Charlotte. Thank you, Bonnie. Amanda, can you ask your fire dragon to clear a loved one's path? You can ask. It depends, I guess, on what the highest good is for that person. Sometimes people are presented with difficult times because they need to learn a coping mechanism, because they need to learn how to handle it on their own. If your intention is pure and you want to help them, it might work, give it a shot. If your intention is to clear their path so that your life becomes easier, they will probably not help you. They'll probably help you heal something in yourself. So that's what I'll say. Aw, Nick. Let's see what the Vikings have to help us with. So feel free to send your energy into this deck. We'll pull one culminating card to see what rune message, I don't even know what to ask, just what message serves our highest good right now to wrap up this whole reading. Ooh, Bonnie. Love that. I feel like your dragon can communicate with their dragon. Love that, Bonnie. Thank you for sharing that. If you guys have been enjoying today's session, I appreciate all the donations that have already come through, and I'm just letting you know if you want to offer an energy exchange, donations are one way to do so. You can also follow me on Insight Timer, on my YouTube page, search my name on the internet. I'm everywhere. I have a unique name. Commenting on my social media stuff is an energy exchange. I want you guys to know that. Just interacting with me in other places helps people know that I do this work, you know? So, yeah, my link tree is in my Insight Timer bio. In my teacher profile, the About section, look at my link tree. My website is linked in there, and I have switched my business. All single sessions are donation based. So if you'd like to come together and have a card reading or an astrology chart reading or some Reiki, or if you want to dive into some shadow work together, I love that shit. We could go into the Akashic Records and see what kind of vows, contracts might have been made, a whole bunch of stuff. I just love this work, so feel free to reach out to me, and we can chat and get something together. And yeah, Eddie says Viking deck is perfect. I'm headed to Norway on Tuesday. Of course you are, Eddie. Of course you are. Jackie, Andrea, Christine, thank you guys very much. Bonnie says give Jackie hearts in here too. It promotes me. I guess that sounds right. That sounds right. Midnight Sun? I don't know what you're asking, Susie. I don't know if that was for me or someone else. Cool, this is one that I definitely cannot pronounce. So, oh, Eddie, thank you. We just asked for like a culminating. What message is in our highest good? Let's see what comes out. Oh, here we go. Thorisaz. That's who's helping us right now. Do not get drawn into unnecessary drama. There are many sides to every story, so make sure you research the situation thoroughly before making a decision. Ignorance is no excuse. Choose wisdom and remove the old thorn in your side. Choose the positive flow of enthusiasm and passion rather than aggression, small-mindedness, and force. Thurisaz is part of the Elder Futhark. Although often referred to as a thorn, this rune is more Let's try that again. Thurisaz is part of the Elder Futhark. Although often referred to as a thorn, this rune more accurately represents Thor's hammer and the god himself. Thor, a protective figure who defended Asgard from the giants, is the hero one calls upon to fight for freedoms and balanced expansion. The hammer can easily be misconstrued as a dull brute of a weapon. But in this case, the hammer is used to smash ignorance and small-mindedness, as well as clear away untruth. There is a solidity that Thurisaz requires, an acknowledgement that we have the wisdom and the tools we need within us, that we do not always have to look outward for validity. Thurisaz suggests that courage may be needed to overcome our hesitancy to strive for greater creativity or prosperity. Both self-sabotage and chronic procrastination are challenges for many. Thurisaz gives us the confidence to break through these forms of fear with passion and gladness. Bonnie loves that hammer. Message that I got from this card, it's all within. You don't need anything external. I mean, sometimes you need external to help yourself find what's in, but just trust that whatever you're looking for is in you. And it's easier to find when you take the road of enthusiasm, passion, gladness. It's easier to find your gifts using those qualities instead of aggression, force, small-mindedness. No drama. No drama. This seems Cancer to me, like retreating internally to find your internal guidance. Cancer is the crab. Sometimes it retreats. Oftentimes it retreats. Sometimes it's for your highest good. Sometimes it's not. The whole reading today was all about Neptune retrograde. What are we reviewing? What do we need to know as we review? You are being asked to review in order to refine your energy to help bring in the golden age, new earth. You are asking to accept dusty pink light from your dragons to raise the vibration of all your chakras, because raising your own vibration is inevitable that the vibration of everything around you will raise. So just focus on yourself. Be the pillar of light, be the lighthouse, everything else will fall into place. When you do come across lower vibrational things, because they are around, you know, if it's holding you back, ask your fire dragon to burn it away. Here's where you can use your aggression. When you get pissed off, turn to your fire dragon. Hey, burn that for me. Okay, and just see what they say. Thurisaz is here to help us lean into that enthusiasm, passion, gladness, being grateful for what you do have. Using the hammer to smash. Jacqui, that reminded me of yesterday, just saying. Smashing the things. And, yeah, ignorance is no excuse. Everything is within. I am the hammer of wisdom. I smash ignorance, exploding smallness, expanding outwards, the thorn no longer in my side. I am Thurisaz. I will say that when I opened both of these decks today, the cards that were on top were both of the cover cards. So like Fire Dragon was on top of this one and Thor was on top of this one. I just love it. I just love it. Oh cool, Diana Cooper has a book. Susie's telling us dragons, your celestial guardians. Susie asked more cards. I'll just flip through. There's like a Valkyries card. There's Isa. It's runes, and then sometimes the gods. I'm still understanding how runes work. I have them from a time that I was called to them, and I'm still learning how to work with them. Oh, there's Odin. Thor and Odin were the ones that helped me figure out to quit my day job, and I haven't seen this card since I made that decision, and that just like felt so good to see his face. It's like a thank you. It's really cool. This world is really cool. I'm happy to do the work that I do. I'm happy to help people. And that's it. Reach out to me if you want to do this one-on-one thing. Follow my TikTok. My TikTok's my favorite. I've been really good at TikTok lately. So I do draw like an older crowd. I know that. I'm in my early 30s and like all of my clients are older than me. All of them. It's great. So I know that like I was weird to get on TikTok because you think it's just like stupid trendy dances. And I think that's how it's been painted to us because of how powerful TikTok is. It is a free share of information. There's so much wisdom. There's so much uncensored, just people sharing what works for them. And I believe that we all have intuitions that help navigate us through our lives. I don't think that we are meant to be told how to live our lives. I think we're meant to make our own decisions. So I love my TikTok. If you want to follow me there, Linktree stuff. I put all these replays on my YouTube channel, so you can search Jacqui Mancuso on YouTube. Follow me there in case you want a recap of what we talked about, to watch and rewatch and that stuff. And also it's kind of fun sometimes to go back. Like if you made a note like, oh, Saturn is retrograde from this day until this day, to go back and rewatch the Saturn retrograde, like that kind of stuff. But yeah. I think that's it. Sending love to everybody. Thank you for being here. When am I back? Let's see. I'm back on Monday because there's a full moon in Capricorn on Monday. So Monday at the same time as today, 8:15 Central Time, 1 hour ago on Monday. And then Friday is 777. Woo! We'll talk about that. Don't forget, you need to honor your boundaries and stay on time, Christine. Christine! You're giving us all up, Jackie. What do you mean, Jackie? Oh, Susie follows me on TikTok. It's just fun. It's yeah. It was a Capricorn. I'm looking forward to that. Pretty sure it's at 11 degrees. I need to like revisit it, but I'm pretty sure the full moon is at 11 degrees. If you want to look. Loki, love him. That we're all older. Oh, you're giving us all. It's not like anything older than me is old. I don't have an age for what old is. We're never old. You're as old as you tell yourself you are. My husband is 36 and he has a friend that's 38, and I hate when they get together because all they do is talk about how old they are, and I'm just like, if you tell yourself you're old, you're gonna feel old. If you keep telling yourself that your body hurts and that you can't eat this, like that's what you're gonna bring. Just, you're young. We're always young. Karen, I have a group here on Insight Timer called Our Spiritual Community. The lovely Bonnie herself helps me out there. She's like the Our Spiritual Community secretary. She puts text recaps of the oracle cards in there if you want just like a quick read over. So, Our Spiritual Community. All right, y'all. I'll see you on Monday. Sending love to all. Thank you for your presence today. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the follows. Thank you just for being you. Even if you don't have anything to give today, I still love you. I'll see you guys on Monday. Namaste. Utilize the dragons. The dragons want to work with you. It's okay to ask for help. I'll see you guys.